From USC Lancaster, it's Lancers Volleyball as this 2026 season gets underway at home for the first time for Lancaster as the Lancers come in at 1-2, taking on today the Cleveland Yetis, who are 1-3. Hi again, everybody. Chris Sheeman. So glad to be with you all season long once again. Blake Falkenberry at the gym getting things done for us as well. And thanks again for joining us. So, Cleveland Yetis 1-3. This is a Region 10 D2 member, so not a Region 10 game for the Lancers. I know there's probably a lot of new faces out there watching. We'll explain all of that later. But Yetis, as I mentioned, 1-3. They went 1-3 at the Roane State Classic last week, and they beat host Roane State in 4 sets. Then they lost to Walters State in 4, lost to Volunteer State in straight sets as well. Lancaster, they split a tri-match at Sandhills to open the season. They lost to 6th-ranked Sandhills in 3 sets, and then they swept Johnson Community College in 3 sets, hitting 387 in that win against Johnson. They held Johnson to 6 points in that first set. For the Lancers, 4 returners, 7 newcomers, so a new-look team for Mike Van Loo, a one that he is pretty high on. When we spoke earlier in the preseason, he has high hopes for this team, and we will see how it plays out against the Yetis. Against Cleveland, Yetis lead the all-time series 3-1. Cleveland has won the last 2. Cleveland swept the Lancers at Lancaster on October 1st, and then the Yetis won in 4 sets up in Shelby on September 11th. Lone Lancers win was 5 sets back on September 30th, 2024. So, just about ready to go. Thanks for hanging out with us. We got the chat going. If you would like to contribute, by all means, feel free. This Yetis program is relatively new. That's why there's been so few meetings all time. It's a Cleveland Community College program that just started their athletics, and here in the home opener for the Lancers, you can see it's still kind of early season form. There's a bit of an issue with the start of this one as subs and rotations and all of that. There's a lot of freshmen who got to figure things out, and coaches and players all still working on that. So I think that's what has us delayed here at the start. So for the Lancers, this is going to be a rare home match for a while. In fact, the next 11 straight are on the road or on a neutral court. This weekend, they'll head down to Gainesville, Florida for the Santa Fe College Classic. On Friday, they'll play a couple. Saturday, they'll play a couple as well. Friday against Hillsboro at 12:30, and then Santa Fe College at 3 p.m. I'm getting through all my notes, and we haven't even started yet. That's not a good sign. On Saturday, they'll take on St. Petersburg. That'll be a 9:30 start, and then Pasco Hernando at 2:30. So 4 matches down in Florida coming up this weekend for Lancaster. All right, I think we are ready to get underway, and I believe the Lancers will serve first to start the party. And it will be Andy Shields, as you can see, to do the honors. 2 aces against 3 errors so far in the early portion of the season. Rogue Volleyball is out of the way, and an awkward start to the home season is officially underway as Shields hits it into the net. So Cleveland is on the board. Service errors were a bit of a struggle point for the Lancers. They were nationally ranked in service aces last year, but they did have trouble with consistency. Here's a set by Cheeks over to the far side. Connie Fuente Alba with the cross-court attack, and we're even at 1 apiece here in the early going. So Laney Allen, 4 aces against 2 errors so far on the young season for this freshman from right there in Lancaster. And she's going to get her 5th ace of the year to make it 2-1. These early season matches not always, sometimes people blow sports in general. The first time you're looking at a team, there's always a little extra pressure on the first home match as Hernandez sends it over to Shields on the reception. Fuente Alba has it blocked, able to recover. Set by Cheeks now onto the near side. A little tap by Becca Fersner. And it's 3-1 for Lancaster. Allen with that left brace still serving for the Lancers. Sends it over. Reception by Hernandez. Bump set goes to her, and she hits it into the net. So not a bad start for the Lancers. But you like to see, especially a team that you struggled with last year. There's a lot of returners. Hernandez is one of them for the Yetis that I remember specifically a year ago. So you want to come out against a team you struggled with a year ago and try to have good success. So nice start here in this opening set for the Lancers. Violation on the net there by Cleveland makes it 5-1. Laney Allen still serving. Set by Lindsay went to the middle, and that one unable to clear, so 6-1. One of those newcomers for Lancaster, by the way, is Hernandez booms it out of bounds. Good start here for Lancaster. I believe it's 7-1. We got a timeout. All right, I'm trying my new toys out here, ladies and gentlemen. So before we can look to the future, let's talk about the past just for a minute here and give a shout out. I'm very proud of this graphic. Couple players moving on up. Isabel Conrade now with Pfeiffer and Taj Rockman with Newberry. And then Natalie Adams is Nurse Natalie now down in Columbia. As you can see, this is not just these three players, but a lot of production lost from that lineup. I'm so proud of my little graphic here. So anyways, congratulations to all three of those players. And we're waiting on Nyla Snipes. What happened to you? Where are you, girl? Talk to us. Wanted to give her flowers. I think she's still injured. So it is 7-1 out of the timeout for the Lancers as Allen serves. But as I started saying before the timeout, Vilma still hurt. That is the import from Finland, as I believe that was Gibbs with the kill for the Yetis to make it 7-2. So they in that long run, and now Ariane Hernandez from Panama gets ready to serve. If I remember correctly last year, she went on a big run against the Lancers, and she's got a lot of ability. Just a little too much juice under it right now as she sails it out of bounds. Rebecca Fersner now will serve. Fersner has moved also into a setter's role as kind of the backup to Chloe Cheeks from Mike Van Loo's side. Worley on the reception, set over to the right side for Holmes, who picks up the kill. Eight to 3 now for the Lancers here in set one. And that service error there by the libero Worley. Lancers up again by 5. Kenzie Woodard, 6 aces already in 2 matches for Kenzie. Not a bad start to her collegiate career from Taylor's. I jinxed her. That one's on me, y'all. That's all right. Take that air away and give it to the broadcaster. 9-4 now as the setter for the Yetis, Kaylin Watt from Asheville, getting ready to serve. Reception by Carestis, and the tap over works for the Lancers. I believe that was Leopard. Haley Carestis now to serve. 5 aces for her, second on the team, tied with Chloe Cheeks with 5. So again, serving still on point. That's going to be in play. What a kill there for London Brown. Another Western North Carolina products. Cariana Rodriguez from Florida comes in to serve for the Yetis, trailing 10-5 to your Lancers. Reception by Leopard. Bump set goes near side for Bunkley. Worley got there first. Hernandez through the block. Carestas gets there. And a softer touch that time, but at the net. So Yetis get the point. And they've cut the gap to 4, so Cleveland has settled in after allowing that big early run to start the match. Rodriguez still serving. So here's a look at Fersner doing some setting. Cross-court attack by Bunkley is out of bounds. As I mentioned, you'll see her in this spot. You also see her in her usual opposite outside rolls. So Yetis have cut it down to 3. Fersner on the dump. I think that goes out of bounds. Let's see if Mike Van Loo, nope, not going to call timeout yet. Yetis went 6-5 in Region 10 D2 a year ago, 17-18 overall. Oof, nice little comeback there by, it's not Hernandez, it was Brown on that comebacker. And a nice little run now for the Yetis. Mike Van Loo still letting them play through it, though. 10-9 now. Cleveland has cut the gap on a run of their own. Through the block that time by Bunkley. Set goes to the middle for Brown. Brown has tied us at 10, so the Yetis have come back from 6 down. Rodriguez again with a nice serve. Diving there, Worley able to keep it alive for the Yetis. Speaking of which, Leopard does the same for the Lancers. Bunkley's attack is out of bounds. So the Yetis take their first lead, and that will lead to a Mike Van Loo timeout. We'll be back here in about 20 seconds.
USCL has so much to offer you.
College is more than classes. It's about connection. At USC Lancaster, you'll learn, play, compete, and belong.
This is my USCL.
Get the education you deserve and the experience you'll never forget. USC Lancaster. Small campus, big future.
I lied. I forgot to hit the button, so it was longer than the 20 seconds. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you. Those of you who are new don't know that I'm actually not there. I was there for the Region 10 tournament last year. I drove down, but I'm calling the game remotely from my home studio in the crappiest place on the planet, Cleveland, Ohio. I can't wait to get out of here. I'm counting the days down. It's been miserable. 3 years of Cleveland is like a 10-year prison sentence that has not been communed yet. That's Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland Yetis are a whole different thing. Lovely area up there in Shelby. So out of the timeout, nice run by Cleveland. They were down 6-1. Since then, they've come back to retake the lead. Hernandez, good recovery. Hernandez keeps it. Nope, I thought it was in. Not in, it was out. So we're tied again at 11. And it will be Chloe Cheeks. Cheeks, as I mentioned, second on the team, tied with Carestas with 5 aces coming into play tonight. Hernandez had that block, but it goes out of bounds. So Allen with the attempt there. Cleveland back on top in a tight opening set. Bump set by Cheeks. Dig by Brown there. Dump over, that time by the setter Lindsay. The block there, Hernandez was there, so was Gibbs. Through him that time. I'm not sure if you call that an overpass or not, but comebacker to Allen, who made him pay, and we're tied again. 12 apiece. It's been a fun opening set so far in these two teams. You get a decent amount of preseason in volleyball, so they've had a lot of reps already. Definitely more so than other sports, although basketball is starting to be a year-round thing, especially at the JUCO level. Football's not really like that. You get a lot of training camp in football. But volleyball, you get a lot of run. Miscommunication. There's some early season lack of communication on display. Lancer's able to send it over, though, but Gibbs gets the kill. Truly Gibbs, another returner for the Yetis. And Cleveland retakes the lead as Lindsay will come in for Watt to serve for the Yetis. Cheek sets to the middle. Allen. Take by Lindsay. Set by Worley. A recovery there by Cheeks. And that's what a great setter can do, right? I mean, that was beautiful. It was all Cheeks making that happen. Even again at 13. Here's Allen. Into the net. Cleveland back on top. Hernandez serving now. Carestas recovers. And free ball is out of bounds. So I believe now this is the biggest lead for the Yetis. Marianne Hernandez again, still serving. She sets it near us. Fersner. And the point to the Yetis again. So Yetis have really settled down after struggling early. If you're just joining us, it was 6-1 in favor of Lancaster. Since then, 15-7 run. Free ball. Carestas got there first. Set goes over to the left side for Cheeks. And Cheeks ends the Cleveland run. Back to Fersner getting ready to serve, and a couple of whistles again on the subs. We had a false start earlier. Becca, 8 kills, 13 assists, 5 digs. So she's going to be an all-around utility player this year for Mike Van Loo, embracing that role. I really think at the junior college level, the more you can do, the more you can showcase coaches. If you want to play at a 4-year level, the better. So why not step into that role for Becca Fersner if, she's open to it, which obviously she was. Worley is serving for the Yetis. They got the point, up by 3 again, their biggest lead. Bunkley down the line, and she'll get the kill. Lancers need to gain control back in on a run of their own here on serve. And it's going to be Kenzie Woodard to do the honors. A lot of local players. There's obviously, we talk about Vilma from Finland and players from Indiana. That's going to be another ace for Woodard. Her team leading 7th now here in the early stages of the year. But a lot from Taylor's, Rock Hill area. And that one into the net, attempt by Brown that comes up short. Tied again. It's been a tight opening set after that Lancers 6-point lead. Woodard definitely keeps going to that near side of our screen as the Lancers come up short that time. So Cleveland back on top by 1. Here comes Watt to serve. And it's Holmes departing. Leopard hit it backwards. Free ball. Set by Lindsay. I thought that was going to go over the net, but Brown recovered nicely, and Cleveland leads by 2. Watt with the serve, reception by Carestas. Set Fersner, tapped by Bunkley. A lot of returners on that sequence, but Orr finds the back middle, and Cleveland is first to 20. It's going to lead to a timeout for Mike Van Loo. I know we probably have some Western North Carolina people, Asheville area, a lot of recruits there for Cleveland. I lived in Asheville 2012 to 2014, I think. I don't remember that far back anymore, but it's the only place that ever felt like home to me, that place. And anyway, so I was going back to Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, you know, the aforementioned crappiest place on earth, for Thanksgiving, and there was an ice storm. And it was kind of an ice storm where it was on the interstates where I needed to go, but the back roads were further west and they would be clear. So anyways, I left Asheville, went up through Tennessee around Greenville. And I was driving on this road, and I literally had to stop because there were all these roosters and this big farm on the side of the road. And I thought to myself, oh my God, I'm living in a Dolly Parton song. So living in that area, even though I was in Asheville, which is a whole mountain range over from where Dolly grew up, you felt that connection to her. And such a terrible loss yesterday. I was as sad about that as I am living in Cleveland, Ohio, ladies and gentlemen. So 20-17 now. Things getting tight here in set 1. Oof, through the block. Did she get a deflection? They say no, or can't believe it. She thought it was touched by the Lancers. I kind of did too, but, you know, my paycheck says Lancaster on it, so good call, refs. Lancers catch a break. Carestas with the quick serve. I think that might have been an overpass. Carestas was not ready, so the dump, let's just call it a dump there for Cleveland, works out, and they're 4 points away from taking set 1. That's Rodriguez coming back in. Reception there by Allen. Booming hit. We got a whistle. So violation on Lancaster, and now Cleveland with its biggest lead up by 4. Again, this is getting down to it. Lancers got to recover if they want to come back and take this set. Leopard on the initial reception. Good dive there by Worley, but Yetis couldn't recover. So here's an opportunity now. We saw a big run to start this opening set for the Lancers. Can they close with a big run to take it? Chloe Cheeks in to serve. Even Cheeks is relatively, just down the road, just down 77 from Clinton. Reception by Watt, set by Lindsay, and beautiful play that time by Brown. Brown now will serve. Couple points away for the Yetis, who are looking more and more likely here to win this tight opening set. Into the net. So Lancers reached the 20 mark, but still work to do with little room for error. Connie Fuente Alba is back in, so is Shields. And Andy Shields from Mishawaka, Indiana. So one of the few non-locals sending it over. Watt was there first. They were hit by Carestas there. Beautiful blocking there. Fersner and Allen. And the point goes to Lancaster, so they win the rally, but that was an incredible team blocking effort there for the Lancers. Okay, Shields still serving, now down just 2. Again, little room for error, but Lancers still very much alive. Oof. That is going to be just out of bounds there for Carestas. Set point for the Yetis. Lindsay, another setter, will serve. We've seen Watt as the setter, but Watt's done a couple of things, much like Fersner for the Yetis. Karestis gets there. And Fersner, diving dig there by Rodriguez. And off the deflection, it's Cleveland winning it 25-21. So set one is in the books, and the Yetis take it, come from behind fashion after a good start by your Lancers there. Trail 1-0. We'll be back with set two here in just a bit.
USCL has so much to offer you.
College is more than classes. It's about connection. At USC Lancaster, you'll learn, play, compete, and belong.
This is my USCL.
Get the education you deserve and the experience you'll never forget. USC Lancaster. Small campus, big future.
All right, ready to go here in set two. I believe it's Lindsay who is going to serve. It doesn't look like they changed sides, does it? That's weird. So Cleveland's still on the right. As we're underway here in set two, Chris Shima and Blake Falkenberry, glad to be back with you. As that hit goes into the net by Fuente Alba. So 1-0 to the Yetis. Usually the teams trade sides after the opening set. Well, that's why I'm a little lost right now. Service error there by Lindsay ties us at 1 apiece. So it's Lainey Allen who will serve. Free ball. Set cheeks. Connie Fuente Alba with some power in that one. A little juice from Connie. Had 18 kills in the first 2 matches to lead the team. I believe that's her second here today. Lancers got off to a good start in the first set. Blocking there, Savage and Fersner. Savannah Savage had the lone solo block of the weekend last weekend. So 3-1 Lancers, make it 3-2 as that serve goes long. So again, we're with you today, and then we don't see each other for quite a while. Next 11 for the Lancers are on the road. Yetis got a big one at Sandhills on Friday at 3. They'll rematch with Lancaster coming up September 8th in Shelby, by the way. These two teams going to play twice. We don't see as many of the D2 opponents this year, Lancers fans, due to some scheduling changes with the NJCAA. Connie Fuente Alba, and that one inbounds. So 4-3, Lancers back on top. Rebecca Fersner now. She's the player that really made the most of her limited opportunities last year. She's going to get much more run this year, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how she has progressed. Little dump that goes long. Good idea, bad result there from Marley Orr. That area of the court was wide open. Just missed it. So 5-3 Lancers. Fersner with the serve. Soft touch. Carestis got there, but nobody's home on that near side. Yetis trail by 1. Addison Worley. She's from the mountains as well, Brevard. That block. Savage and Bunkley teaming up for that one. One of the longer rallies of the match so far. Fuente Alba goes cross court. Nice recovery there by the Yetis. Free ball. Comes to the middle. Savage, good eye. Court vision there from Savannah Savage. She hit .316, had 8 kills and 19 attempts for the Lancers over the weekend. Abby Leopard is in, and this is Woodard to serve. 6-4, Lancers with the Yetis winning the opening set by 4. Gibbs sends it. And for it being this early in the season, really nice by Gibbs. And both of these teams finding that backcourt. Comebacker there by Orr, more successful with that effort. And we're tied at 6. Second tie here in this second set with Watt serving for Cleveland. Set by Fersner, and that one goes long by Savage. Cleveland leading. Just the second time here early in set 2. Watt sends that one long, and we're tied again. Next time we are together will be September 16th, as I mentioned, after that long trip on the road for the Lancers. It's the rematch against Sandhills, who Mike Van Loos says look even better than last year. Always nationally ranked. Sandhills is, I believe, D3 in volleyball. Here's the way it works at this level. For those of you unfamiliar with junior college sports, you know, it's D1, D2, D3, just like it is in the NCAA. But you could have different programs within your own athletic department that are in different divisions. You can have different teams in your region or conference in different divisions. In fact, they do. There's D1, D2, D3 for almost all of the conferences, I believe, is the way it works. So the Lancers are in Region 10, but they're D1, and Cleveland is in Region 10, but they're D2. So this is not a region contest. Hernandez has it blocking. We've seen really good blocking at the start for the Lancers. That was a bit of a, they had Snipes and Rockman a year ago, but that was a bit of a weak spot. Here's Leopard sending it over. Longest rally so far. Chased down that time by Allen. And what's the call? He didn't know. He was waiting to see if it was in or out, and it was in. So Lancers get the point. And they win that long rally. And the interesting thing, so you would think D1, D2, D3, if you think about it in NCAA levels, if the University of Florida would play, a D2 school and, they'd shut them out 25-0 maybe, probably wouldn't be that bad, but you get what I mean. It would be out of control. That's not necessarily the case. In fact, one could make the argument in Region 10 in volleyball, D2 is a very strong region. And like I said, look at the Yetis, they're D2. They've won 3 of 4 matches against the Lancers, who are D1. So the D1, D2, D3 is not about athletic competition in the NJCAA. Lancers falling short of the pancake attempt there. And it's going to be London Brown, I believe, to serve here for the Yetis. That's in. Lancers thought it was going to go long. It did not. And the Yetis lead by 2. Took the opening set 25-21. Just cleared the net that time, and I don't think the Lancers are going to get it over. They will not. That's one in tennis. The tennis player waves and said, my bad. They don't do that in volleyball. I don't think tennis players should have to do that either. And that's in play. It's in play. That time it's long. So that ends the run there, but nice serving overall by London Brown in that sequence. Fuente Alba back in, so is Shields. Shields will serve here for the Lancers. Hiroshima, glad to be with you. Thanks to Mike Van Loo for having me back, second year. There's another one, see? And that's why I don't think tennis players should have to apologize. Those things tend to even themselves out. So calling an ace for Shields. Tough reception there, just a bad hit by Watt. And Lindsay upset with herself, but that came right at her at an awkward angle. So we're tied again at 12, midway through roughly this set number 2. Better reception that time by Watt. Hernandez sent it over. Shields got there first. Cross court hit by Fuente Alba. Free ball by Watt. Caresses the bump set, to Fersner, and she comes up short. Yetis 13, Lancers 12. Lindsay serving. Fuente Alba got there first, set by Chloe Cheeks, tap by Allen. Here is Hernandez, comebacker. Oh, nice recovery there by the Lancers. Hernandez tries it again, and double contact called on the Lancers. 2-point advantage again for the Yetis. Lindsay sends it over. Shields reception, set cheeks. And Fersner goes soft with it, and it works. Savannah Savage is back in. Parents who love alliteration. Savannah Savage from North Augusta. Fuente Alba has a block, but that's going out of bounds. So Holmes and Gibbs over there missing. And we are tied. It's been a tight second set. Really no runs, no big runs anyways, like we saw in that first set. Lancers led it 6-1 at one point. Then Cleveland went on a couple of decent runs of their own. Dig by Cheeks. And that's going to go long by Fersner. Carestas will come in now for Allen, as Hernandez gets ready to serve for the Yetis. Orr sends it. Shields gets there. Set cheeks near side. Fersner again. Fuente Alba. Orr now. Dump there by Lindsay, and I believe they're going to call, double contact on that one. So all tied at 15 apiece. Rebecca Fersner will serve. Lancers haven't had the lead much here in this second set, despite it being so tight. Trying to reclaim the lead. Carestas, nice dig. And that one into the net. Might have been blocked, too, over there. If it was, Gibbs and I believe Holmes over there. Coming right back. Fersner was ready for it, but on the second effort, Yetis get the point. Lee Bunkley is back in. So is Savage. Nobody's home there. Poor communication. And Cleveland reclaims its biggest lead here in set number 2, 18-15. So far for the Lancers, we've seen them kind of fall apart in this, what I like to call danger zone part of these games, because you always want to be the first to 20 if you can. And this 15 to 20 point area is where the Lancers have been struggling, and they're struggling right now. So 19-15, Yetis with Worley still serving. That one going to go long. So this is where, in that first set, Cleveland was really able to benefit if they would commit an error or miss. Lancers were never really able to get on a run late. Let's see if they can change that here in set 2. Kenzie Woodard back in to serve. Nicely done from the middle there by Orr. She picks up the kill. Marley Orr. Again from that Asheville Metro. I guess maybe technically, I'm not 100% sure, but Shelby is in that Metro too. I don't know if it's too far. Leopard misses on the reception, and Cleveland on their way to winning this second set. Hey, Jasper's back on the chat. Yeah, so those of you, I know we have mostly new people watching. Last year, I found out during the season that I had skin cancer, specifically desmoplastic melanoma, which is the rarest, most deadliest type. So, 2 for 2, right? Obviously, I'm not dead. I did have the surgery in December. Basically, they took a hacksaw to my leg, sawed off the skin, and then they scooped the melanoma out of the top of my head. And then they sewed the skin from my leg on top of my head. Yeah, crazy, right? The coolest thing to me is anesthesia. I am so fascinated by this now because I literally went to sleep and woke, and all of a sudden you hear people yelling your name, Chris, Chris, and you just wake up like nothing ever happened, like no time had elapsed. It's so weird, but so cool. Can you imagine if I had that done 100 years ago? You know, they give you a shot of whiskey and they tie you down. That's it. I didn't think Shelby was anywhere near. It's not far from Asheville, but it's not in that area. So the Yetis recruiting just a bit outside. Thanks, I believe, Nathan, for reminding me of my Western North Carolina geography. So the service error, Cleveland by 4. They won the first set by 4 if you're just joining us. Haley Carestis serving now. That is going to be just in. Brown again. She's had a couple of those here in this match. So I'm not out of the woods yet. There's a 2 in 10 chance with this kind of cancer of reoccurrence. So I still have to go in for a lot of tests, but overall I am cancer free as far as we know. Set by Fersner. Tapped by Leopard. Hernandez. And that goes out of bounds. Lancers got to put a run together here. Chloe Cheeks in to serve. Cheeks with 31 assists already coming into play in the first 2 matches. Again, in that starter role with Fersner. Dumped by Allen. Free ball there. Fersner down the line, picks up the kill. Back-to-back points. Lancers down just 3 now. Oh man, Nathan's waiting for his niece to come in. She's not played at all, Nathan. He's already sick of listening to us. That's a service error there on Cheeks. Grayson Farish, who's also from the Asheville area and Black Mountain. So the Yetis are 2 points away. Maybe if they win the first couple of sets here, which it looks like they're going to do, that's an ace, and it's set point for Cleveland. We got to keep Nathan hanging around here. Give him hope. I did see her warming up, so she's active. That's going to be a service error. There's still some set points to work with here, though, for the Yetis. If you were around last year, you saw in that championship match of Region 10, the Lancers were down 7 championship points and came back to force a deciding set before falling to Sumter. Shields, reception by Want. From the middle, Gibbs. Dumped there by Cheeks. Yetis were ready for it. And the block, and we got the point to the Yetis on the net. So 25-20 here in set number 2, and Cleveland leads it overall. 2-0. We'll be back with set 3 here in just a bit.
At USC Lancaster, we get you. You want smaller classrooms with personalized attention. You want access to the latest technology, and you want the complete college experience, affordable and close to home. Whether you study on campus for your 2 or 4-year degree or go completely online to earn your degree on your time, USC Lancaster has the right program for your success. USC Lancaster, we get you.
Ready to go here in set 3. Lancers got to win to keep this going. Andy Shields will get us started. Good crowd, as you can see in Lancaster. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you. We got Blake Falconberry producing. And we're underway here in our third set. Bump over there by Hernandez. Good blocking again by Gibbs. We've seen a couple of those, Gibbs and Grayson, maybe even Holmes as well, in on it. 1-0 to the Yetis here in this third set. Shields on the reception. Bump over on the free ball. Down the line by Holmes, I believe, or Gibbs. There haven't been, but maybe a couple really long rallies there as Allen with the touch. In this match, we haven't seen, I think there have been only 2 really long rallies. So quick moving contest between Cleveland and Lancaster. Allen on the serve there. Booming hit from the middle again. Gibbs all power. 2-1 Yetis as Hernandez gets ready to serve for Cleveland. A team that went, again, sub 500 in a very competitive Region 10 D2, the Yetis. And the Lancers runners-up in D1. I think Sumter's going to be pretty good again. We'll see them later on in the season. Rematch of the championship. They did play a scrimmage that the Lancers won for what it's worth in the preseason. Good start to set 3 here for Cleveland. They lead it by 3. Trying to sweep the Lancers. Tough one there, right into the nets. And low energy right now from Lancaster. Diving attempt missing is Worley. So Lancers back on the board with some work to do in this set and in this match. Becca Fersner. A little miscommunication there by the Yetis and not going to recover. Good effort by Worley. Haven't seen many, call it mental errors so far in this one for Cleveland. That was a rare one. Just cleared the net there from Fersner. Sent over by Orr. Shields couple digs here in the rally. Worley. Boy, she gets all over the court, doesn't she? Not that time, though. So Lancers have closed it to within 1 here in this must-win third set. Set by Lindsay over to the near side, Holmes on the attack. Here's Leopard trying it, and Holmes blocks it back. Libero to Libero. Bunkley back in. And right, blocked. Oof. A lot of just clearing of the net. That's going to be a net violation there on the touch by Brown. Well, the Lancers are certainly playing far from their best, but only down by 1 here in set 3. Which is interesting because this is the worst that they've looked, and just 1. Some errors by the Yetis as well. On the far side, Brown. Set by Fersner. Bunkley going to pick up a kill. Lydia Bunkley had 3 kills in the opening weekend. I want to say that's her second today, but it could be her first. Brown again on the far side. Carestas diving for it. And the Yetis lead by 1. So Watt is in. We've seen more of Lindsay serving. Watt does come in. Excuse me, we've seen Lindsay more as the setter. Fuente Alba left it short, and Lindsay was there, but was it out of bounds? Must have been. Lancers got out of the way, evidently, so we're tied at 7. Haley Carestas serving. Hernandez through the block. And Lancers unable to recoup there as Fuente Alba with the diving attempt. Yetis by 1. Here in set 3, they won the first set 25-21, 25-20 to the Yetis in set 2. Bunkley. Wow, that was a really nice set there by Lindsay. Curved it to where Hernandez could get in the right spot. But Lancers win the rally, and we're tied at 8 apiece. Chloe Cheeks has emerged as one of the top 3 servers for the Lancers in this early season. There's a free ball sent over by Watt. Set by Cheeks. Booming Connie Fuente Alba. Power there by Hernandez. Lancers going to get it over. Reception by Worley. Block that time. Nicely done there by Allen. But the Yetis win the rally. So Cleveland back on top by 1. They want to wrap this up in 3, warm up the buses, and get back over to Shelby, which is, again, nowhere near Asheville. That's going to go out of bounds, so 2-point advantage now for Cleveland. I got to bring up the map because there's always one town that's kind of on the foothills of the mountains that I get confused with Shelby. All right, so Shelby is, you know, if you wanted to put it in a metro, it would be Charlotte, but it's even too far west for that. It's Hickory that I always get or Morganton, excuse me, that I always get confused with Shelby. But Morganton's not really in Asheville either. It's on the other side of the mountain. Into the net that time, the air by Shields. That's your Western North Carolina geography lesson for the day. Lindsay now to serve for Cleveland, leading by 2. Carestas on the reception. Cross court hit. What a dig that was by Lindsay. And then it's out of bounds. So Lancers close the gap. Thanks, Nathan. Appreciate it. Allen serving now. Set by Lindsay. Through the block, Hernandez. And the Yetis lead by 2 again. Leopard, tough reception there. And the Yetis lead by 3. Hernandez still serving. Tough one there for the Lancers, and that's going to be 4 touches. And they just don't look sharp here in this third set. Into the net that time for Hernandez. So Lancers got to wake up. Becca Fersner going to serve. Had some good moments in the second set with Becca Fersner serving. Let's see if they can repeat that magic here. No, they cannot, says Holmes. 4-point advantage for Cleveland. It's Worley. Reception by Leopard. Set Fersner. Bunkley. And committing the violation. Mike Van Loo going to call timeout. He's got to light his team up. Good timeout by Coach. We'll take a short break here.
At USC Lancaster, we get you. You want smaller classrooms with personalized attention. You want access to the latest technology. And you want the complete college experience, affordable and close to home. Whether you study on campus for your 2 or 4-year degree or go completely online to earn your degree on your time, USC Lancaster has the right program for your success. USC Lancaster, we get you.
Welcome back, Lancers fans. Chris Sheeman, glad to be with you. Second season. This is the first home match again. We will not be together for quite a bit. September 16th is the next home match for the Lancers. But right now, it's been a methodical third set. The Yetis are just kind of taking care of business, and there's not really a lot of energy on the right side of the court. So let's see here, midway through set 3, if things change after that Mike Van Loo timeout. Overpass there. And Bunkley into the net. So it's a 6-point advantage. Yetis trying to wrap this up. And looking good. Bunkley, reception by Lindsay. Here's Orr. Orr finding the spot there. It was actually deflected. Touched by a Lancers player. So Yetis marching through set 3. They're up by 7 now. Set goes to Savage. Another big hit by Holmes there. Leopard will try it out. Morley there first. Dumped there by Lindsay, catching him napping. And it is all Cleveland here tonight. We had a pretty tight first 2 sets, but this one is looking like it's going to be over in a hurry. Worley caressed this on the reception. Bunkley through the block that time, sent right back over. From the middle there, it's Brown again. So Brown with a couple of nice plays in that rally, and Cleveland is first to 20. 5 points away from sweeping this one. Picking up their second win of the year. That's a tough Rhone State Classic that they participated in last weekend. 10-point advantage now for Cleveland. There's Bunkley trying to spark a comeback. Finally, the Lancers are on the board. It's been a long time. Leopard is in, so is Woodard, but Lancers got a long way back. Big hit there by Holmes, and Holmes picks up the kill. Bailey Grayson in for the first time. Oh, I got excited for our friend Nathan. I thought Grayson might have come in, but it's a different Grayson. Grayson last name. Lead back to 10 for the Yetis, who are well on their way to closing this out. They're 2 points away now. Come on, Cleveland. Nathan's been waiting all day. You're up by 11. Put her in. Doesn't look like it's going to happen, Nathan. Maybe we'll see you next time. Connie Fuente Alba has been bringing the force today. And just a lot of open court there. Or finding the spot. And it is match point, and there's a dozen of them right now for Cleveland. Watt serving. Yetis in a rout here in this third set. Nicely done there by Watt. And that one into the net. So not yet. Lancers still alive. Haley Carestas to serve. So again, Cleveland at Sandhills Friday at 3. It's an afternoon one against nationally ranked Sandhills as they win it here today. A blowout in set 3, and they sweep Lancaster. So it goes 25-21 in set 1, 25-20 in set 2, 25-13 in an ugly third set for Lancaster, who will get back on the road now. Lancers road tripping, 11 straight on the road or on a neutral court. 4 of them coming up this weekend at Santa Fe College in Gainesville. Friday it starts at 12:30 against Hillsborough. Saturday at 9:30 a.m. against St. Petersburg. And then we'll be back with you September 16th. It's the rematch against Sandhills at 6 p.m. Until then, my name's Chris Sheeman. Thanks for watching, everybody. It's a sweep for the Yetis. Cleveland wins today in 3 sets. Thanks to everybody at Lancaster, Blake Falkenberry, and Mike Van Loo. And for all of them, my name's Chris Sheeman. We'll talk to you again later on in September. Take care until then.